Properties. Ah. It did. All right, they can hear you now, just for the record. All right, here we go. Hello, Robin. I'm hoping the sound levels are high enough. I know my levels are high, but I think your sound levels are going to be pretty low, and I'm not quite sure what is going on with that. So,
something, I don't know.
there
But,
we go.
you know.
Robin, they heard none of what you said, so you might want to just restart. Just saying.
Hi, welcome to episode 475 of the Overseas Connection podcast. This is your episode for May the 20th, 2018. I am your host this evening, Robin Tate, in Ballymena, Northern Ireland. This is a podcast about video games and life and things and stuff. And we talk about stuff more than games and things and anything else. Tonight I have got Greg spinning the decks, doing a fantastic job. Hello, Greg.
Mark, I miss you.
We've got Kim.
Hi,
Hey, Kim.
hi.
And we have Nicole.
Howdy.
Howdy. Everybody's feeling upbeat. We're all being very, very positive. It's fantastic to be here eventually. And yes, we broadcast every single week at not North Korean time, which is half an hour behind. That's usually at exactly the time everybody else. We go out at 9 o'clock in the UK, 1 p.m. in the West Coast.
Nine-ish, Robin, 9-ish.
We do ish. And 4-ish, definitely 4-ish on the East Coast. You get us on twitch.tv/OC podcast, mixer.com/OC podcast, and youtube.com/Overseas Connection podcast. So here we are. This is the day after a really big day for both of our countries.
Robin, are we going to start telling stories?
Yeah, no, not quite. Not quite.
Okay, all right, okay. Just double checking.
We're monologuing first.
Yeah, so use yes, this is my monologue. This is my vagina monologue. Yes, we have gained a very nice vagina in our new princess. And you have got a bit of a dick. In our new
Ginger
princess.
wanted that.
So yeah, everybody loves a ginger. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second or two. We do have news to talk about. We have some games to talk about. We have some interesting stuff in the news. We have a quiz at the pen of Nicole. So yeah, well, let's get to it. Guys, what have you been up to this week?
Hold that thought, Robin.
Yeah.
Or hold it forever. That's it. That's all we have for story time.
That's all we're getting.
Yep.
That's
all we're getting.
Thank you.
I'm not making any apologies. There's no sense making apologies. This is what it is. So when Mark's not here, we are like kids left to fend for ourselves, and we make a mess sometimes. So accept it. It's not done on purpose. We're not doing it to be purposely bad. We're just bad. Anyway, Greg.
Be honest about it.
Greg, I want to hear about...
Do you really, Robin? Do you really want to hear about this? I don't think you do.
I really do want to hear about your bondage room. I do. I don't want to hear about stealing your backyard fence. I want to hear about your wife and your bondage.
Yeah, wife and bondage. Yeah, no. So, all right. So Friday night, I was attempting to surprise Cindy with a date night to go to... there are these places called escape rooms. I'm sure you guys have heard of them before. Yeah. So we went and did an escape room. The facility is called Beat the Room. Yeah. But they pair you up with other couples. You go into an enclosed room and you have basically an hour to try and get all the clues to do some kind of task. We were doing a pirate-themed room, so we had to find 3 pieces of a map. And within the room itself, there were a series of chests that all had locks on them, and then a few other furnishings, that kind of thing, that looked like they potentially had clues to them or things of that nature. But you didn't know until you started to dive into it. So we get into the room, we started pillaging through. There was a Foot Locker trunk that had a captain's jacket on it. It had a pirate's hat in it, and then it had there was another small little parchment, but the pirate's jacket, we instantly noticed it had some numbers on it and some arrows, but everything looked like it was backwards. And there was a mirror in the room, and when you looked at it through the mirror, everything showed up correct. And then there was a series of pictures of the pirate captain on the wall, and he was doing different poses, and if you mimicked the poses in the picture, it showed you the correct combination for one of the first chests to unlock it. And so it was that kind of puzzles.
See, I haven't done one of these. Okay, so I get it. You've got clues to solve, but are you locked? You're locked in the room.
Yes.
So, so there's a keypad or something on the room to get out.
Yeah.
Right.
So, there's a punch pad for ours.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Put in a combo.
Yeah, there wasn't a punch pad.
A pad for ours. Is that just for the pirates?
Ours.
Asshole. Ours.
Got yourselves.
Yeah, no. So in our room, it basically was. There was a panic button in case you needed to, like an emergency button to get out. But they didn't, there was no code to punch in to get out of the room. You just had to find the 3 pieces. They had a camera in the room, so they were kind of watching what we were doing. And as we were discovering the first map and the second map and the third map, they were kind of like doing the, hey, congratulations, you got the first piece of the map. So you kind of always knew they were always watching.
Ooh, I get. So how did? Sorry, I know you get puzzles and stuff, but I'm more interested in the Cindy reaction. I mean, she might have even thought she was going out for a nice meal or to the theater,
right? And
you bring her to nerd heaven. It is a nerd thing to do.
So
I've seen the photograph. You were dressed up as pirates and stuff.
Yeah. So she actually figured it out. She figured it out right before we were leaving, and that was because I did not know this, but our neighbor had been talking to her about the very same thing, going and they had gone and done Beat the Room like probably 2 weeks back. And so this was a fresh thing in her mind. And so I had packed her a little bag because she was working late Friday night, so I wasn't sure if she was going to get off in time to come home and change. So I packed a bag with just some like jeans in it, some boots, and a sweatshirt because I thought it might be cold inside, and then her glasses in case she needed them for reading, whatever. And so she looked at everything that was packed in the bag when because she got home a little bit early, and she was like, kind of put two and two together. I'm going to need to dress maybe warm, and I'm going to need my reading glasses for something. And then she thought about what the neighbor was talking about. Because up until then, she was convinced we were either going to a comedy club or we were going to the movies. But I had told her we weren't. And so, of course, then she, that was one of those things where she just had to try and figure it out. So she's smarter than the average bear.
Well, that's good. That is good. That's something a bit different. Yeah, I told Judith about it. She had no idea what a escape room is. No idea.
It was pretty satisfying, and they allow you to get 2 free clues. We only used 1, and there was just myself and another couple, the 2 of us and another couple in the room. But they say you can do up to 8, but I have to admit, if it was 8 people in that room, it would have been brutal. Because it's a small room. It wasn't like a huge room. So I would have felt a little claustrophobic with that many people in that smaller room. So I think 4, maybe 6 is kind of the right number for something like that. But it took all of us together to get out of the room, so to speak. And we did it in quickly enough that we got our names up on the leaderboard, which was nice.
It took all of us together. So you and Cindy are like, that's all of us.
No, it was myself, Cindy, and then there was this other couple, and I already forgot their names. Right, I already forgot their names. But after, when we got out, they had a bunch of costumes. They encourage you to dress up in costume, but afterwards we put on those costumes and took pictures. So that was what you saw, Robin.
Brilliant. Really, really good. That's excellent. Now, a lot of you, 2 of you seem to be doing stuff in the garden. And I know, Nicole, I've seen sort of photographs of you putting wee flower bed at the front of the house, and Greg seems to have been staining his fence.
Yes.
Why are you making that face, Robin?
Well, it's because Robin doesn't quite understand the concept of a fence, first of all. He lives out in the countryside. Yeah. No, but so we have a fence that is it's pretty weathered. In terms of its look, and so we actually have been staining it like not quite a redwood color, but a kind of a darker brownish red color. That really is it's going to make all of the plants and stuff that we just remodeled our backyard with really pop. So we're just kind of going the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I have a big fence that runs along our drive, about 100 yards long or so, and last year I got this spray gun.
Yep.
And I thought, this will do it. So I looked like Breaking Bad. I got one of those paper bodysuits on and a mask and goggles, and I sprayed it, and I sprayed the ground and the trees behind it and the flowers and the bushes, and it's only going away now. And I sprayed blue. So I'm going to have to do it all again. I made a friggin' mess of it. I will never use. I thought, it'll speed things up. I'll just whiz up it. It'll be fantastic. But no, it'll be back to the brush.
So I don't quite know what you. So one, I've been using this. We got a spray gun, but it's for wood stain as opposed to paint.
Yeah. This is what this is for. Yeah. I'm just. Yeah.
I've
dripped everywhere.
Not had a problem at all. Just saying.
No, it's just me. My wife, Judith would say I'm bull runty.
Yeah.
So now, ram stam.
One piece of good advice is don't spray into the wind. That is a very good piece of advice.
That applies to lots of stuff.
Yes. No, it applies to a lot of different spraying, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay, so Nicole, at your part of the world, were you building a big fence then, or like a wall to keep people out, or what were you doing?
Natural fence. I put up arborvitae.
A what?
Arborvitae. They're
No, I didn't get it again.
It's a damn bush. I just didn't want to say the word. 'Cause I know you. They're these columnar evergreens, so they're really tall. One of them is 8 foot, the other one's 6 foot, And then I have a little wee 3-footer because the 2 big ones were given to me. Mm-hmm. And so the root ball was like soaked full of water and probably a good 100 and something pounds each. And by pounds, I don't mean money. I'm talking weight.
Yep.
So I had to wrestle them into the ground, and my ground is nothing but a limestone field. So I spent all that time digging up limestone.
See you just like lumberjacking those trees. Echo.
Yeah, for both of us.
Yeah,
we're so awesome. They want to hear us twice.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I don't think that's true.
Lumberjacking those trees on your shoulder and wrestling them into the ground.
More like wrestling. Like you have to squat, pick it up, and drop it in the hole. That sounded really bad.
I watched The Martian. There, a clip of it last night, and he was like getting that. He was wrestling stuff into the ground, and then put the plants in it. You didn't do that, did you? The whole no, don't even go there.
I'm not.
That's not.
No.
Yeah, that's more like Kim. Same shit, different week. Yeah. What the hell is Life of the Party?
Oh, it's a Melissa McCarthy movie.
It's
her new movie.
Me. See what I did there? Yeah. No.
Yeah. Right. No, you're wrong.
Okay.
So
damn it.
-1 quiz point for him because he didn't get that right.
No.
It's a Melissa McCarthy movie. She produced it. I guess she wrote it too and stars in it. It's where she goes back to college after the husband leaves her, and she goes with her daughter to college.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely hilarious movie. There's some good stuff, some little twists in there that you don't expect to show up, and they show up, and you're like, holy shit. We laughed so hard, though. It was a really good movie. Definitely worth it to go.
And is it a cinema release or something on Netflix or something? Is it, or what is it?
Brand new, just released this weekend.
Oh, cool.
So
cool.
in the cinema.
And that's you're finished now. Your school, the school year is ended or about to end?
No, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a half a day Thursday.
Wow, my kids go right to end of June.
Yeah, but yours don't start till September.
Yeah.
We start the first week of August.
Ew.
Yeah.
Middle of summer.
Yep.
Yeah, ours. Remember, we've discussed this like 500
episodes
now.
Know. We don't remember things.
Like we have a harvest schedule because they get off for fall break to harvest.
And you send the 5-year-olds into the field?
Yes.
No, nobody
Child
harvests
labor
anymore. I'm like, with tractors do it. People don't, but we're still on the same schedule because nobody wanted to change it.
Yeah, we still do daylight savings because farmers.
Yeah, we have a tractor in Northern Ireland. It's really good. We share it around.
We also need food because of farmers.
Because of farmers. Well, farmers. Yeah. Well, there you go. For me, my cat had cancer this week. It was really, really sad. Yes.
Did you knock it over?
No, Lucky wasn't so lucky. So, earlier on this week, I noticed a lump on his back, about the size of a sausage, just appeared.
Oh, wow.
Because he's a big, long-haired cat, and we were quite worried about him. So I got an appointment today, and we went to the vet at 4:30 today, and the beautiful little Spanish veterinarian looked at it, and I thought, I think it's a limona, maybe cancerous.
Right.
So, let me have a look. Let me give me some scissors, get a bit of this, and just see. Yeah, it's just hair. It's just matted hair.
Oh, God.
God, Robin.
Well, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was driving him with Charlie, going, like, my son, this mightn't end that well. Just to prepare you, we're going in with a cat, and we may not be coming back with a cat.
Jesus.
So we're out with a cat, 28 quid per and a brush. Well, see,
I was going to say,
he's an outside cat.
Right.
Yeah, she said, look, it's quite common. It just appears very quickly. The cats get fed up. It can't get a nut out, and it stops.
Right.
So all of a sudden, a whole pile of matting appears. But it literally was the size of a sausage, about 3 or 4 inches long, and it just felt tenderous. But it was, Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah.
no
I mean, imagine your hair was all knotted. Yeah.
No cat cancer. Thank goodness.
No
for that.
cat cancer. Robin
Cat
just
cancer's hair.
poor on the animal upkeep.
Yeah.
Stop
cruelty.
knocking
Okay,
the cat over and start brushing the cat.
So so yesterday, my brother and his girlfriend, they were over from London. They've been over for a week, and yesterday is a really big event in Northern Ireland. It's called the Northwest 200. I have a video clip there if you can maybe flick it up, and it's a motorcycle race. I'm talking about this every year as well, and this is a motorcycle race on ordinary roads. A bit windy yesterday, so they were only getting up to about 198 miles an hour. They didn't quite break the 200, which they normally would. And it's a phenomenal event. Now, the last 4 or 5 years, it has been cold and horrible and wet. And yesterday was fabulous, sunny. It was yes, a little windy, a little bit of wind, but my head is roasted. The skies were blue. It was a fantastic day's racing. There was no incidents, really. There was only one red flag event, and there was a minor injury. But we had some fantastic racing. Really,
you know what? You know why it was so beautiful?
Why?
Royal wedding.
Well, that was going on too. Yes, because my Will's girlfriend was sitting beside me in the grandstand, and she had my phone and my headphones in, watching the stream of the royal wedding in the grandstand. But I did come home and watch quite a bit of it. And the royal wedding was brilliant. It was really interesting. You Americans really brought it to us, let me tell you. Because royal weddings are generally very, very stuffy things.
Yes.
And Miss Sparkles brought sparkles, especially that preacher who got into the fire, and it was brilliant.
Yeah. So about that, I did. I mean, we were listening to this, and we were watching it, and then he was going on, and at one point we were just like, all right, we get it. Fire. Let's move past the fire, yep. Right?
Love. We had good love. If we had love like fire, we'd be lovely.
I was waiting for, can I get an amen?
Yeah, but just watching Charles's face, and the Queen kept quite straight, but she shuffled uncomfortably. But I mean, if some of the stiffs that they zoomed into the cameras on, they were fighting back the laughs, and that was brilliant because it really does show a human side to them. And I'm quite sure in an American gospel church, especially after the choir finished "Stand By Me," in a church over here, there would be applause. It just felt like they sang and there was no applause. It felt like it needed applause at that stage. But it was good. It had a beautiful day.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it said in the program, do not give or do not clap or whatever. No applause at that point.
No applause, please.
No applause.
By the looks of it, we have taken Miss Sparkles to heart over here, and she is the perfect little princess. It does great things. Yesterday, with Charles walking her up the aisle, that did wonderful things for his PR, because he would be the next king. The Queen doesn't look like she's too unfit at the moment anyway. But
I give her another 8-10 years.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
She's going to make that 100th birthday, maybe 102.
Well, Mummy was 103 or 104, I think. So, yes, it's in the genes. But that puts Charlie at 75 or nearly 80 before he would become king. So, yeah, look, it was a wonderful event over here. We had after Charlie and I came home from the race, around at my sister-in-law's house, and they were having a wedding party. So it was quite funny that Judith, Valerie, and Gillian, the three sisters, all the old wedding dresses came out, and all the nieces were wearing their original wedding dresses. And then, as a laugh, all the girls got into their wedding dresses again. And there's some photographs whizzing around, and they all fitted.
That's actually pretty amazing, is that they all fit, because oftentimes that is not the case.
Judith said she was a little bit tight around the leg, but it fitted and it all buttoned up, and it was cool to see it all again. 20 years, and just
throw Judith right under the bus. Just pushed her right into the bus.
So at one point, I had a Prince Harry mask on, and Judith had the Sparkles mask on, and we had a wedding cake, and we had photographs taken cutting the cake. So yes, it was. Yeah, we really got into it. So.
Plus bucket.
By the way, she Megan, I forgot her last name. It was
Sparkle.
not anymore. Haha. She stars in a TV series called Suits, and if you've never seen Suits, it's a fun lawyer show. I really enjoy it, so I'd recommend it to anybody that likes that kind of thing.
Yeah. Start from the beginning. It's really good.
Yeah, good
really
humor.
Good. Funny, there's a big shop over here. I heard of Marks and Spencer's. Well, quite a few of their branches put big new signs up for the weekend, and they changed themselves to the Markles and Sparkles for the weekend.
Markles and Sparkles. All right.
Markles and Sparkles, which is pretty good. So yeah, lots going on. Kim, same shit, different week. Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. The only thing different is Tony started T-ball this week, so you know.
What's T-ball?
It's like baseball, only it's for little kids. They've got like a big tall thing they can set the little ball on, so they can go up and hit it with the bat. You know.
Oh, right.
It's so they can work.
like a big gull T-ball.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah. So other than that, yeah, it's been a pretty boring week around here, which I guess is good considering. So you know.
And is Tony with you now? Is Tony here?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think he's outside running around with Grandpa. So, but he's here somewhere. He was mad when I shut the door and told him he couldn't, be in here right now while I was podcasting, and he got a little upset. I said, no, maybe you can come in towards the end or something. Okay. So
well,
right.
That's excellent. Okay, look, well, let's sort of move it along a wee bit. Nicole, you've slotted in Who Said It Best. So shall we do that now and just get it to the top of the show? Let's change it up a bit if we're ready.
All right, so we're going quiz now. Is that what you're doing to me?
Quiz. It's there. It's in the show notes. Yes.
You're going quiz?
Yeah. Let's do some quiz. Look, and over to Nicole. Nicole is the quiz master tonight. Yay!
I'm excited about being quiz master.
Yeah,
right.
I don't fucking listen.
This is the beauty of the podcast.
I don't give a shit.
I'll do the rules.
I don't listen to the quiz. I hate this quiz. I'm gonna play my fucking phone.
Yeah.
Okay,
care. Negative Nancy. The best part was the jingle played while Robin was rambling on. You guys couldn't hear it, but the audience could hear it. So there, you're good.
Okay.
Let's go quiz.
So how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna give a quote, and the quote could be from a video game related movie, or something a developer said.
Okay.
And I give you 4 choices, and you pick A, B, C, or D. So you guys have your little things up there in the notes by your name.
Wait a minute.
I was doing ladies first, and for whatever reason, it threw Robin up there ahead of Kim. So, anywho, so it's Robin, Kim, and Greg on the sheet up there. So
potential ladies first.
Wait, hold the fort.
Uh-oh.
Where in the notes
what does that mean? What does that mean? Do I hold on to the bricks, the wall? what do I do with the fort?
Just hold the fort, Robin. You just keep holding the fort. I'm good to go, Nicole. We're good.
Well, Robin doesn't have his little thingy by his name.
Oh, Robin, he's got his little thingy all the time.
There, that's Greg's thingy.
That's actually really weird. Why is it coming up with my thingy when my thingy is down? I don't know what's going on now. There's thingies everywhere. This is crazy.
I'm telling you, it's a little weird.
And why is it pink?
Well, that I can tell you. All right.
Anyway, so first question. God help me. First quote. There are no choices.
Who's this for?
This is for everybody. You put your little thingy.
What the fuck, Robin? Were you not listening? You really were not listening.
Crap, Robin.
I hate quizzes. Damn it. I'm not listening. Thing.
All right.
Are you done?
Group question.
Sarah.
It's too late, Sarah. It's too late.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yep.
So, there are no choices. Nothing but a straight line. Is this who said it best? Agent 47, letter A. B, Alan Wake. C, Max Payne. or D, Nathan Drake?
Can I please rehear the statement?
Yes. There are no choices, nothing but a straight line. And it's
Okay.
A, Agent 47, B, Alan Wake, C, Max Payne, or D, Nathan Drake.
All right.
Okay.
I already like this quiz. I think this is a brilliant job, Nicole.
Okay,
This is good.
okay,
This is good stuff.
So is it like after 3?
Well, just put your answers in.
Oh!
Oh.
Okay. So we have 1 said Alan Wake and 2 said Max Payne. So one of you is wrong.
I like the sound of that.
So Max Payne said it best.
Yeah,
Which
Robin.
means
Robin.
Kim and Greg get a point.
Yeah, Robin doesn't like
Yay!
quizzes.
I don't like a quiz. I didn't even listen. I didn't know any of those things. I don't listen to this. I just play the game.
That's me. I don't listen to this crap. I had to go look for it. All right.
Payback's a bitch.
You didn't create the other quiz.
You fed ahead of me.
All right. Next quote. Mess with the best, you die like the rest. So who said it best? A, Duke Nukem, B, Damon Baird, C, Augustus Cole, or D, Johnny Cage?
Ooh.
Mess with the best, you die like the rest.
All right. Do you want to just give us your answers now, type thing? All right.
3, 2, 1, answers now.
Only because he's my favorite. So
God damn it.
I don't know for sure.
I don't either, but he's my favorite, so that's why I picked.
I'm
yeah, he is
positive.
your favorite.
I'm
And you're
positive.
both wrong.
We're both
Yeah,
wrong.
that's
Yeah. Was it Cole?
And so is Robin.
Oh,
Oh.
it's got to be Duke Nukem
What do you
then.
mean I'm wrong?
It's Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Nukem, I wondered that too, but I thought, you know what, fuck it, Baird's in it, I'm going.
I thought for sure Nicole question Gears. Yeah.
Yeah.
I fell
Which
for the
is why I threw
Yep.
them in there.
red herring. I like it. That's good.
All right.
Oh, this is-
Final question.
All
Final quote. Sorry.
right.
Final quote.
Okay.
Love this quote. Wow, you're a dumbass. Who said it best? Anya Stroud, Zoe from Left 4 Dead, Manon Batiste, or Lilith? So A is Anya Stroud, B is Zoe, C is Manon Batiste, and D is Lilith
That's Lilith from Fraser.
from Borderlands.
Oh.
Fraser. I think I'm ready.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, answers now.
Don't.
Oh my goodness.
No, that doesn't sound good.
No, Kim gets a point. You two don't. With your
Oh,
big
for
beard.
goodness sake.
Damn you, Kim.
God, I'm not freaking playing this game anymore.
Kim
It's over.
just killing it quiz-wise this whole year.
Oh, wow. Well, to note the scores, please. That's very good, Nicole. I like that format. That's good. If you like
Thank
that
you.
format, please let us know in the chat. By the way, if you don't realize, you can join us in the chat live. So the podcast goes out live. We have a thing called the chat, which we call it the chat. But Nicole accidentally called it the chat one night, and it stuck. And we love it. So,
The chat stuff.
We do
Well,
need
what is the
to.
answer?
Can we
Sarah
confirm
wants to
the
know
answer?
what is the
Yes.
answer? Because they don't remember.
I don't remember.
It was Lilith.
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 Yeah,
All
It
right.
was Lilith.
All right.
So you
Yeah,
go to the
was it
chat.
Lilith? Yeah, it was Lilith. I'll make sure I
So
wrote
you-
that down right. Lilith.
So you go to the chat on our Twitch feed or on YouTube or on the other one. Yeah. What's the other one
Discord?
called? Discord or yeah, that one. The other one. Let me look at the name. God damn
What are you
it. Mixer.
talking about?
Yeah.
So yes, so you can join in, and there's people in the chat right now, and the people that are in the chat now are, of course, Sarah. Of course, we have Nerd Allegiance. He's a new listener. We have Connor Dillion125. Welcome very much to the chat. So you're more than welcome. Please join in. No one bites in there much. Okay, so I'm going to talk about some games.
All right.
And
we have a jingle for this, Robin. Let's
yeah,
see.
Good.
I'm going to play it.
Play the jingle.
Shall we play a game?
I want to play a game. You are one pathetic loser.
Go ahead, Robin.
Okay, Greg, the pathetic loser. So part of this thing is we have to rejig this bit a bit because none of us have really bought into the games with benefits this year. So this month, games with benefits is we get sort of free games with our subscriptions every month when Twitch on PlayStation and on Xbox. And we decided that we were going to choose 1 or 2 games on each platform to play so we could all talk about it. But we haven't really done it because I think, well, we haven't been inspired or time. I don't know what it is. But just to let you know, you should know what your free games are. This month, you've got Super Mega Baseball 2, Metal Gear Solid 5 on the Xbox One. There's loads of stuff on the 360. The main ones on PS4, Beyond Two Souls and Rayman Legends. And then there's on Twitch, you've got great stuff like Gone Home and Cluster Truck and Titan Souls. So, yeah, you know what your free games are. Make use of them. We pay this money, so get on with that. But I think we should just go straight into games that we've been playing ourselves. And I really, really think we need to start with Nicole because she's been into some deep, deep gaming. What did you finger? You fingered some games this week. You're good at that.
Oh, God, Robin. All I've been playing is iOS games because that's all I have time for. Whatever I can feed or a puzzle I can solve in like 2 minutes flat or whatever, because I've got 0 time with the end of school right now.
Do you know what? I think we should actually talk about that because the last couple of weeks for me and for everyone, Echo, has been absolutely nutty. I just haven't.
It's been balls to the wall.
Well, I have. Well, there was one occasion that might have happened, but I've been really busy.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and I suppose now, everybody probably knows we have my own boys and foster kids, and we have a newborn. And a newborn, there's a lot of stuff that you have to do with newborns. And yeah,
She
up
is
early.
so cute, though.
Oh, she is. I'm sorry, I keep on firing little photographs up. She is. Yeah, she's now 4 odd weeks old, and yeah,
Those
she's a wee cutie pie.
She's a very cute little girl.
The wee smiles are starting to come, but it's just been hectic busy. And in fact, you're iOS. I switched on my Xbox for the first time in about a week and a half, just the other night, and started to play some Halo ODST. Played about 10 minutes of it when Greg came in, and we played a bit of PUBG for life.
Well, you want to talk about ODST, where you were playing the retouched?
So I put on ODST. Because I was flicking around going, I have to play some games. I have got an hour. I've got to do something. What do I play? So I fired up ODST. I was on the sort of second chapter. It's lovely. It's different. And I've played it before to completion, but maybe I just skimmed through it. But this time, it still looks good. It's very moody, very atmospheric. I just came across Buck Landing, our good friend from lots of television programs.
Right.
And you said to me, Greg, that you never really got it. You didn't like it because it was sort of not really stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Beam me up.
Sorry, just seeing Nicole's comment about the rum being all at the bottom of her glass. Yes, stir the drink before you drink it.
I've been stirring, but I put like 2 shots worth.
So ODST, I think the thing that I didn't get on with, or that I struggled with, was, ODST soldiers are not Spartans. And so to me, I expected or wanted the gameplay to feel very different. And at the end of the day, ODST felt just like another Halo game. And the story was fine. I didn't have a problem with the story. I actually liked the story. It was pretty good. But the gameplay just, it felt very samey to me. And so from that standpoint, I was kind of just a little put off to it. I don't know why. It just I didn't get on with it.
Halo-itis, Greg. I think it's just that is that universe, and the new one that comes out, it's gonna feel the same again. You know, every Halo game's gonna feel that.
I hope not. I do hope not. But yeah.
How do you change it? You know. So yeah, so I dabbled with it, and then you grabbed me for a bit of PUBG. We had a good round or 2 rounds of it. And we've talked about our wonderful clothes.
We did, yes. The clothing is always I don't know why. Obviously, it doesn't really matter all that much what you wear in the game. But for whatever reason, I am still on the hunt to get a proper tank top. You, however, Robin, are sporting what only I can consider a woman's turtleneck blouse that's sleeveless.
Mm-hmm. It's pink. Try not to wear any. I haven't found a skirt yet, so
right.
I'm holding out for a skirt. It'll be a skirt, of course, for me.
Right.
But I definitely want a skirt.
Right, and it should be pointed out that you don't have pants on. That you're running around in just your boxers, and a baseball cap. It's disturbing.
Helps the ass.
It does.
Because I picked up a frying pan and says, "Yeah, put that on. It protects your backside." But I really think the real reason was you just didn't want to see my backside any longer.
Possibly, yeah. It does shape and define nicely, Robin.
I don't know. Just PUBG is great and all, but it just seems like the hunt for stuff and then a few seconds of action and you're dead. That just seems to be it.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I have no problem with and the whole way it plays out. I mean, the hunt, the loot, the tenseness of trying to get your kit as quickly as possible, and then settling in for some fights. To me, that's what makes PUBG different. We've got a new contender for a Battle Royale game coming up. We'll be talking about that in the news. That got announced this week. Look, I think that's going to play very much the same way the rest of that game plays. So to me, the part that makes PUBG so different than any other Battle Royale game, it really is the tenseness, in a sense, kind of that lonely part, that 15 minutes of you're just on your own trying to get your stuff and
yeah, just like sex with me.
Yeah.
On my own for 15 minutes and a few seconds of pleasure.
Yeah.
That's just it's just all about the foreplay. Yeah, there you go. So that was that. Kim, you played this fantastic thing called Not a Thing.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's a great name for a real game.
I highly recommend it, really. No, I've just been busy this week, so nothing, I got to work on that this week. I got to get back into it.
Get us time, and we're making excuses. We just have to try and do the time, but I'm literally, time is just gone. I've got so much great stuff to play, but just time. Please, more time. If we could add another 6 hours onto the 24 hours a day, if we could go into Mars time or something, that would be pretty good. You've been playing more boring tech, Battetech, Greg.
Look, Robin, just because you have a limited mindset that can't handle strategy games, let's not put this game down. Battetech is a great strategy game. It's XCOM-like. But it's mechs, and it's not exactly fast-paced. It's not going to, I think, win anybody over in terms of exciting gameplay from moment to moment. But I love these kinds of games. I get lost in them. This is why I'm probably going to very much enjoy playing State of Decay 2 when it comes out next week, or this coming week. Because a lot of it is sim. There's a big component to it of managing resources and kind of getting all of that working in your favor. And when you do that right, the game rewards you. I thoroughly have been enjoying Battetech.
That's good. Well, you keep at it. If you enjoy that and you can understand it, that's good. You get your fun where you find your fun, Greg.
I will get
we don't judge.
You judge all the time, you bastard.
No, we don't. We don't. We've accepted that tank top and those hairy armpits for such a long time. It's never going to change. You can get away with anything with us. Anyway, okay, so we've been playing Bugger All Squared. If you've been playing stuff, let us know what you've been playing. What are we missing? What should we be playing? All right, I've
Battetech.
got a little list. I was fiddling around, and I've got a list of some stupid video games. And I know we've done stuff like this before, but I came across some new weird ones, and I kind of like them. So, back in 1989, there was a game called Tongue of the Fat Man, and it was on the Commodore 64, the Mega Drive, and it was on DOS and PCs. And literally, you were an alien, and you sort of had to fight your way through bad guys until you faced the Fat Man. And the Tongues of the Fat Man. I mean, should have been the whole range of those games. We could have had legs of the Fat Man, ear canal of the Fat Man, feeling vital organ of the Fat Man.
We really couldn't. No.
They would have been brilliant. They would have been right up there with Aliens, Cloning Marines. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Now you're starting to make a little more sense when you're starting to put it in that category.
So finally,
utter crap.
Unfortunately, Tongue of the Fat Man wasn't a success back in 1989. Sadly. Hopefully it'll come back again. But then in 1991, on the Super Nintendo, we had Spanky's Quest, which I think is a fantastic name for a game. If I seen it up on the shelves, I would have bought it, of course, for my children. And Spanky is a monkey with balls, and he threw his balls to the enemies. And it was all very traditional and entertaining. But come on, Spanky the monkey. It's
No, not going there, Robin. Not going there.
Okay. Oh, the next one is then perfect for you. This was on the Nintendo DS in 2005, and it was called Touch DIC. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Touch Dick. And it was more of a tool than really a game. And Touch Dick, it's a dictionary and translation title for the Nintendo DS.
It's a touch dictionary.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was called Touch Dick. Now it was come from Korea, and it's not when it came onto the shelves, it was renamed for the American and European markets as Touch Dictionary, but the cover is fantastic. It's called Touch Dick, and I just how did they miss that somewhere in the translation?
We're
going to skip.
Sometimes companies just don't think to research things. And so here's a little knowledge to drop. So a classic example of companies not researching something before they actually put it out to market was Chevrolet. Back in the day, they released the Novo out to Mexico, thinking it was going to be a huge success. The problem was nobody bothered to research what Novo meant in Spanish, which is no-go.
Oh yeah, the Nova.
Yes. So imagine trying to sell a car that literally meant no-go.
I have two of these that happened to me in real life. So in my first sales rep job, I was working for a company called Wella. It was a hairdressing company, and I called on hairdressing salons. You'll know the name. Yeah, it's a big company, German company. And I was a rep, and I called on their salons, and I sold perm lotion, which was big back then.
Right.
It's all colors now, but it was perm. Everybody permed. And they launched this new biodegradable perm lotion called Novena. Now, doesn't seem that strange, but in Northern Ireland, with a very strong Protestant and a very strong Catholic side of things, the Protestant people didn't really understand, but the Catholics knew exactly, because they would have a solemn novena, which is a prayer thing at the Catholic Church, and it didn't go down terribly well at all. And that's a complete fail over here. The second one was one in my own business when the internet, before the internet was called the internet, and we were out building websites for people. And there was a company had us along that made ladies' stockings. And he was telling me about the stocking range fail that he was really disappointed didn't take off. And he had these little girl stockings with little apples and strawberries and pears and different things. And they were scratch and sniff. Yes.
Yeah, that is odd.
Oh God.
Yeah, scratch and sniff little girls' tights.
Now, just was it tights or were they? So I'm just trying
to. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
They were
pantyhose. Is that what you call them? Pantyhose? Would that be?
No,
tights.
Tights are two different things, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Right.
I do understand that.
Okay. You put these over your head and rob a bank. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
So maybe the bank robbers. Yeah, they could have that. Yeah. The next wonderful game that I came across was Chemist Tycoon. Yeah.
Okay.
You could run a chemist shop.
Well, that's kind of that actually isn't all that bad, because that kind of sounds like what game developer story, similar, you're running a business, sim-like. I probably would have loved it.
Yeah, that was on the PS2 and the PC in 2006. And then the next one, which I really, really love, which was on the Mac and DOS back in 1992.
We just lost somebody.
No.
Yeah, Nicole just dropped. Was called Rex Nebular and the Cosmic Gender Bender.
I vaguely remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard of it anyway.
So the premise is that on a distant planet, a vase is lost, and all men have been eliminated, and women have invented a machine to let them mate. And your job is to bravely retrieve the vase in this third-person action game. So whoever came up with this game was clearly smoking something. Yeah. So yeah, Rex Nebular and the Cosmic Gender Bender. Just awesome.
Brilliant.
And then almost one from the last. Princess Tomato in Salad Kingdom, which was on the NES in 1988. And you were Sir Cucumber, and you must win the hand of Princess Tomato, daughter of King Broccoli, by retrieving the stolen royal turnip emblem in this first-person puzzle solving.
Oh, I thought maybe you had to toss her salad, but all right.
Yes. Princess Tomato in Salad Kingdom. Ah, dear. And the final one, and this is one of my favorites, was on the Commodore 64, the Amstrad, and the ZX Spectrum, probably all UK based, in 1987. And the name of this game was How to Be a Complete Bastard. So you invaded a party for rich kids and demonstrate your boyish skills of being a complete and utter git by loosening the screws on the handles of the disabled toilet, etc., etc. So yes, there were some very weird games in the past.
Yes.
Yeah, when one guy in a room made a game and thought it was a good idea, and somebody published it. And that's my list of stupid video games. There you go. Anyway, let's have some news, Greg.
I think we should have some news. We don't have a news jingle at the moment, so just go forward.
The fucking news. Okay, so in the news this week, and just hot off the presses in the last 24 hours or so, Treyarch have said that there is no single-player campaign in the new Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which will release, of course, sometime in November. There were rumors that they were trying to do it, and it fell on its arse, and they couldn't do it. But it looks like, and they had a reveal this week. They didn't mention single player at all, but that wouldn't have been strange, just showing multiplayer. But yes, Black Ops 4 just has a multiplayer campaign. Lots of options.
Yeah, so it's got
story.
multiplayer. It's got instead of just coming with one zombie map, they're coming with 3 zombie maps, and supposedly there's a zombie story that goes with it. And then the other thing that they're adding in is Blackout, which is their battle royale mode.
And so maybe with PUBG, and what Eurogamer are sort of saying, their sort of take on it was, well, the PUBG sort of set the thing, and Overwatch has set the example with no single player. Probably the single player is probably the most expensive part of the whole thing anyway.
True.
All the renders and graphics and all of that sort of stuff. So this is the way things are going. I wonder how well it will go down, because there'll be lots of us like me. I will eventually. Since Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I really haven't invested myself in maybe Black Ops.
Yeah.
Multiplayer, the multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
But I would now quite happily whiz through a single player campaign, and I would never touch it. So people like me will not really have an interest in this any longer. But maybe the new kids.
I've heard a lot of people talking about the fact that they're going to pass on Black Ops 4 because there is no single player. I'm one of those. I like the multiplayer, but I do like also playing the story campaign. So I probably will pass on this. A Nerd Allegiance is asking if he thinks it's going to sell well. I think it will sell well, but compared to other Call of Duties, I think we're going to see a pretty significant drop. I think this is going to impact its sales in a significant way.
So sell well, but not have long-term playability.
Well, yeah. Look, Call of Duty does crazy numbers, right? I mean, it's usually selling in the 10s to 20 millions. My guess is it's not going to hit that 20 million mark. It's going to be, well short of that. It's going to be more in the 10 million mark. Maybe 10 to 15 is probably where it will fall, which is a big drop from where they have been. So,
yeah, and also to me, it's like slotting themselves in to be the same as everybody else.
right.
There was the sort of the Ultimate War experience. You could argue Battlefield as well, but it's now just the same as PUBG and Fortnite and everything else. It's just multiplayer only, and I know that is the biggest thing that keeps it going, but it does seem like it's a change of tack, and maybe it's just the new kids, and the new kids are now the new developers, and that's what they're just playing to the audience. Why do that? Why? Lots of people I know, for example, another gentleman that is on another very amateur podcast,
Right.
Eric Piotrowski, Duke Scath. He plays the multiplayer only on Call of Duty. He never plays the campaigns, and I actually think also Rich Webster would be one of those as well that generally doesn't play the single player campaigns, and he was one of the biggest Battlefield 4 fans. So
no, and I have a good friend who also is very much that same old. All he does is play the multiplayer. I don't think he necessarily cares about the single player. So
yeah, so interesting. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I love this. I love this next piece. Sorry, Kim. You want to say?
My thing is, see, I play the campaign. Why lose the campaign? How about we lose the zombies? Because am I the only person that doesn't really care for the zombies?
I don't like their zombie mode at all.
I mean,
now, interestingly enough, not that this is going to change your mind, but they did say that this would be the first zombie game that you could play through single player, as opposed to needing to play co-op. Because the previous zombie games have always been pretty damn tough, to where you always needed partners. This one they're claiming you can play through it single player. Again, take that for what it is. Who knows if it's real or not.
Friendly zombies. Friendly zombies in this game.
Yes.
See, that was the thing. Even with 2, maybe 3 people, you still died quite quickly in that zombie mode. You'd have to have everybody you need, and they'd have to be spot on with their game and know where everybody was coming in, at what door, at what time, because that was an effing hard mode to do. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times we did it, and then finally, that was one of the few things I would actually rage quit. I'm like, fuck zombies, and I'm done.
Yeah. So Nerd Allegiance in the chat saying, like, yes, World at War was the first for him, and he played the story too, but he won't be getting it this year. And of course, Sarah makes a very good point. It is one of those great games. And when I was playing Call of Duty, it was those things you could jump in, and for me with Modern Warfare 2 especially, jump in for 20 minutes and back out again. It's light, it's easy. I did watch the reveal on Twitch and they were getting into, guess what? Wall running, you can't do it.
Right.
Jetpacks, we don't have them. It's on the ground. It's so they're trying to get back to that. It's more realistic and stuff.
Well, yeah, they're I mean, this is going along with the theme from last year, which is boots on the ground, right? That's kind of the claim. And I guess I was actually hearing there was an interview I was listening to. They were talking about the reason why they went back to the boots on the ground instead of the wall running and stuff is because this Black Ops 4 multiplayer is going to have certain classes that they'll have things like deployable shields that will literally like kind of block a pathway and reroute you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you could wall run.
6.
Yeah, if you could wall run, you would be able to just get right past that. So they felt that getting rid of wall running or jetpacks made those classes more valuable to play as.
Anyway, that's good. We'll watch that with interest. I love this next piece. This is about Microsoft. I think this is a fantastic move. They have revealed an accessibility-minded Xbox controller. Please look this up.
Yeah, I've got it up on screen, Robin. I do have the image up on screen.
Excellent. So Microsoft...
The video or the image?
Just the image. Just the image.
Okay.
So they've unveiled a new controller. It's called the Xbox Adaptive Controller. And Microsoft are saying that the controller can be connected to external buttons, switches, joysticks, and mounts, giving the gamers with a wide range of physical disabilities the ability to customize their setups. It looks like a set of bongos, to be honest with you. It looks like two big round bongo things with big D-pad and some big buttons. I know that I will probably be first in the line for this if we can get some software to work with it.
You might be second in line.
Yeah. Now there is a company over here, Games. Oh goodness, they'll be so excited about this. Frig, why can't I forget?
I know you're talking about the charitable organization that does gaming for the
Able Gamers.
Able Gamers. There you go.
Well, that could be one. The English one is slightly different, and they help people with disabilities that have no movement whatsoever. And I have a disabled child, as does Greg, and I know Glenn will take a controller and push the stick around it and just make the man move in Minecraft.
Right.
And more of his ability will be on-off buttons, on-off switches, on-off to get a reaction.
Right.
And if we can get some gaming for him with this looks pretty tough and something you can set on a tabletop and let him whack away at it.
Well, so real quickly, the design of this, and I kind of wanted to talk about that because I don't know if you know, Robin, or not. You may, and so if I'm overstepping, apologies. But so on the top side, when you're looking at the image in the screen, yes, there are those two big buttons. But the brilliance of this controller actually is on the back side where you see those plugs at the top.
Yeah.
There are a series of 3.5 millimeter jacks on the back of that. And there's, I think, a couple of HDMI ports as well on the controller. But on the back of that controller, each one of those plugs is labeled to the corresponding button that it would be on a normal Xbox One controller.
Right, okay.
So you literally can plug in a joystick.
You program it almost.
You don't even have to program it, Robin. So literally you plug in some of these adaptive devices and they will mimic what that does. So for the joystick aspect for the left thumbstick, you could plug in a like I saw in the image, they had like a SciTech joystick, the aircraft sim joystick. So you can plug that in to where somebody who's not as nimble with their thumbs can just grab the joystick itself and use that more efficiently. You can plug in buttons, large buttons for the small buttons. Yeah, so it's just a brilliant design. It really is.
I mean, they didn't need to do this,
No,
but it's a lovely thing to do. They're not going to make money out of this.
They don't need to do it, like you said, but the fact that they did puts them one step above anybody else. You guys both know, most people know. I work with special needs kids, so there are so many kids that are non-communicative that if they had something like this, because they don't, some have CP or they cannot use their hands or they can't communicate in any other way. And something like this would be so awesome, even in the learning aspect, not just in a gaming aspect.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, on, off, yeah. I know the little thing about it is it reminds me a lot of Greg because all those plugs in the back remind me of the back of Greg's head.
Uncalled for. Uncalled for.
Okay, so that's excellent. Okay, sad news. Lawbreakers developer Boss Key Productions are closing down or have closed down. So, and a gaming personality behind Gears of War, Cliff Blazinski, he went off. He took a holiday for a few years, came back with some fantastic ideas, we all hoped, and came up with Lawbreakers, which was a Quake, Unreal style, very, very twitchy shooter, which literally within the first couple of days of going onto Steam had 0 users, which is quite a sad thing. And I'm sure he came back with great intentions. They struggled to put another little thing together there at the end of things called Radical Heights, which was a battle royale thing, which was literally just a money grab, try and see if they could keep the studio going. But he's taken the hard decision to go on holiday again. Now, unfortunately, this time a lot of other people are affected. Some very good designers and people like that there. So I hope they all land on their feet again soon and get employed. But Cliff, as was said several times this week, was a bit of a prick at times. He came across as quite cocky. He really did. I get that, Nicole. I get what in our personal chat we were sort of chatting about this.
No, but I did say he's a genius.
Yeah, genius prick.
He is. He's a genius prick.
Yeah, and I hope he does come back, because Gears of War, whether that all came from his head or not, is fantastic.
Yes.
And it is kind of sad. I think one of the very, very best things about Chris Blinsky is his wife. I just think she's just awesome.
God, I knew that was gonna slide in there somehow.
Yeah.
So okay, Cliff. I guess my thinking is Cliff really brilliant? And he is outspoken. He was a voice for Gears of War from Epic Studios at the time. He was the hot coolness because he was this young, very outspoken developer that was edgy. But, Gears of War was not made just by Cliff Bleszinski. So, maybe this is showing that maybe Cliff isn't necessarily as good a true developer as we think.
I don't know. I think it's not. You come up with an idea. It was part of that whole thing, but it's hard to find that fire maybe twice.
Yeah.
And I can understand why he wanted to move on and do his own thing. I think Gears of War made a lot of money for that man.
It made a lot of money for a lot of people.
Yeah, and fair play to him. He does stay on Twitter. He does, he's there, and as some of the guys in the chat are saying, he does take quite a bit of shit on Twitter from people. But he's there, and hopefully he'll reappear again somewhere with another fantastic idea.
Yeah, I mean, I wish him the best. I do hope everybody lands on their feet as much as possible.
Cheers to Cliffy.
Yeah, it's never a good thing when something like this happens. I do hope whatever his venture is, maybe he dials back the rhetoric a little bit. He doesn't come across as strong, because I think really the way he came across when Lawbreakers came out, he was basically putting it on this pedestal of, this is the be-all, end-all new game, and it's better than anything else out there. And I think it just really turned the vast majority of people off. And so even if the game was halfway decent, they just really didn't want to support the game. And so, hopefully he will dial it back and maybe get some other partners involved that can kind of help break some of that image, because I think his image at this point is not helping their games at all.
No, not at all. No. Well, good luck to them. And Gears of War is one of this podcast group's favorite games and favorite multiplayer games, and that has been and will continue to be. Yes, will always be. Okay, one last bit of I can't really use the term super quick news because I believe that's patented. So this is very fast news. The Crew 2 closed beta is coming at the end of May. Now, you might be interested in this, but I've seen this at E3 in different bits and pieces, and this looks brilliant.
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued.
So you can register now. If you search for the Crew 2 beta, you can go there and register for the beta. I'm sure it's not that hard to get on that list. And the beta releases on May 23rd. So you can race cars, boats, planes, all the bits and pieces. It looks pretty seamless, and bikes and all sorts of stuff. So it looks fun. The first one was just a cluster fork when it came out. It is a pretty good game now after all of the updates and bits and pieces, but it missed its window. So hopefully they get this right from day one. Okay, that's about it for the news. Yeah. Okay, wee bit of feedback on Twitter. Should have brought this in earlier. Cybull, Stephen Bull, he was on Twitter and he said that is it me or are the 360 free offerings have been so much better than the Xbox One games lately? Split Second, Dead Space 2, Streets of Rage, and now Vanquish. Yeah, those are some brilliant games, Stephen. Yeah. And if you haven't played them, I don't know.
In fairness, Super Mega Baseball 2 is actually a really good game. But it's very niche. I mean, you have to like baseball to probably like that game. I think they've been trying to do a little bit better job of maybe getting some indies to launch within their services. Kind of like what happened with Rocket League, right? Rocket League came out on PSN. That's where it debuted, and it really took off. I think Microsoft is probably hoping that they're going to maybe be able to capture one of those types of indie titles for their free-to-play games. But
yeah, it's funny. There was a new game just launched actually this week, and it is a multiplayer game. Darn, I need
Laser League.
Laser League, and I've downloaded it. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, nor have I.
That seems to be aimed at that sort of Rocket League type thing. We'll have to have a look at that for next week. Laser League. I don't know. Has there anybody played it yet? Is it any good? So that's one to try. Okay.
But I guess in fairness to Cyball, though, just wrapping that up, I mean, yes, the 360 offerings have been really solid, comparatively speaking to maybe a little bit more indie-ish titles that you've been seeing on the Xbox One free games.
Well, I suppose finally as well, that's going to keep on. That's going to keep going.
Yeah.
The 360 freebies are going to keep on going for years because the back catalog is massive. Sadly, I mean, we all probably, a lot of us got our email in confirming from Sony there that the PS3 is going to end in, is it March of next year? So there'll be no more PS3 freebies there. So then again, who's firing up a PS3 to play them on? So that's
well,
that's
and PSN though, or PlayStation Now, the streaming service. That's where Sony wants you to play your PlayStation 3 titles moving forward because they are available on that service.
Yeah, but is this not quite expensive still?
I don't know that it's all. I don't think it's actually that expensive anymore. I think they did reduce the price a little bit. It's comparable to Game Pass. It's a different way of delivery. But their backwards compatibility kind of play is you either have to own it digitally, which means you can play it through PlayStation Now services for free. So I believe as long as you bought a game digitally and it's on PSN Now, that you can play it for free that way. But if you own the physical copy, you can't play it through the PlayStation Now service. It won't let you play it for free. Versus that's kind of how the Xbox backwards compatibility works. It doesn't matter if you own it physically or digitally, as long as it's part of your library in some fashion or another, you can play it.
Oh, good. Kim, I want you to take the new releases, but I see there's something missing. When we talk about State of Decay, when is State of Decay dropping, Greg?
So it dropped on the 18th for pre deluxe edition buyers. They got it on the 18th, and then it officially comes out on the 22nd to Game Pass and the standard edition. So I think we had it in last week's new releases.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because of that. All right. Okay. Will you rattle through those, Kim? Please?
Sure. Our new releases for May 20th through the 26th are Ancestors Legacy for the Xbox One and PC, the 22nd. Mega Man Legacy Collection for the Switch, also on the 22nd. Runner 3 for the Switch and PC, the 22nd. Space Hulk Deathwing Enhanced Edition for the PS4 and PC on the 22nd. Tennis World Tour for the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, also on the 22nd. Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers for the 3DS on the 24th. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. I bet that's a werewolf game. How much you want to bet? For the PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Vita, and the 3DS on the 24th. Dark Souls Remastered, because, you didn't get enough punishment the first go-around, on the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on the 25th. And one I'm sure quite a few are looking forward to, Detroit Become Human for the PS4 on the 25th as well.
Yes, David Cage. He'll be coming along with his another game, and he'll love it. Another Valinsky guy, but with French accent, he gets away with it.
Was that French? Was that what that was attempting to be?
Oh, that was
I
French.
don't think it was an attack.
I thought that was a little Czechoslovakian or something. I think what I loved best was when the dog barked, I think in Nicole's audio, I looked and turned looking for a dog. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, Detroit Become Human probably is the biggie there. Yeah. Am I interested? No. Sometime when it's free. I don't know. I think it's his games are Marmite. You either love them or you hate them. So it'll be interesting to see what the reviews are like for it. And if Dark Souls Remastered, again, yeah, I think the Switch version was delayed, or maybe this is what the delay was and kept it all together.
I think so.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see they're still releasing stuff on the 3DS. Wow.
Right?
Yeah, there's still an audience for that. I mean, hey, there's still Vita owners out there. So.
Oh, yeah, goodness me. Yeah. What was something was releasing on the Vita? What was that? I think I read somewhere that the little farming game, not it's like Harvest Moon. Damn it.
Not Stardew Valley?
Stardew Valley is releasing on the Vita this week, coming or very, very soon. Wow. Okay, look, if you ever see us on Xbox or PlayStation or PC and we're playing games that you think you want to join in with, please do so. So new listeners that are in their Nerd Allegiance, if you see any of us online, please send us a friend request. If you see us, don't be shy about jumping into a game. We play regularly, whether it's PUBG or FIFA or... No, it'll never be FIFA. Never. Yeah, but whatever we're playing, please jump in. Or if you want to play something different, throw us a wee request and we'll get on and do that. We're always up for playing a game. Okay, victory achieved. Victory achieved. Yeah. Nicole, would you do victory achieved? I'm just trying to think. Yeah, Nicole, do victory achieved. Yeah.
Come on, Nicole. Come on.
Do it.
Alrighty, victory achieved. It's a little thing where you tweet us, and what do? We give you money for tweeting us? No, I'm just kidding. So you finish a game, take a selfie, make it appropriate, send it to OC Podcast on Twitter with the hashtag victory achieved. This current contest is running from the 1st of April through the 30th of June, so roughly 30 some odd days left, and you are entered to win either $20 US or pound 15, and I'm echoing again, in a card of your choice, PSN, Xbox, or Steam. All right, so our current achievers are Cybel27 with Blue Minds, Heavy Evil, Crash 3, Adams, KD86, because it's Adams is his last name, people. Y'all always say it wrong. Hubert Rebooted, Steffi Business, God of War, Ginja Balls and Mini Ginja, Lego City Undercover. By the way, that was just the cutest selfie ever. The little kid is so cute. And RCGC with Knack. All right, and I think that does it for all of our VAs.
All right, and that earns them, hopefully, what they're going to hear now. We'll see.
You all have a victory's achieved. Victory's achieved. You have one. A victory's achieved.
All right, they heard it. You may not have.
No, we weren't blessed with that.
You're welcome. Sarah liked it. That's all I'm saying.
That's all that matters. Sarah liked it. We're good. Y'all gotta wrap this up quick before my freaking house gets blown away.
Robin? You're muted.
Did you mute me?
I did not. I cannot mute you, Robin. How can I mute you? Come on.
So, Nicole, is you like Dorothy? Is there like wind there? Because I seen Wicked in Edinburgh last weekend, and Are you Dorothy?
Yeah, there's some freaking scarecrows flying by my house right now.
Oh, by the way, Wicked was friggin' awesome. Anyway, look, let's get this thing wrapped up. But before we do, one of the nice things you can do for the podcast, especially new listeners, is leave us an iTunes review. And we had a new iTunes review this week, and it came from Strutmeister. And I'm going to read that out right now. It says, enjoyable despite some bad beef. 5 stars. Okay, I'm going to read this out, even though it pains me to. I have been happily listening to this podcast for some time now and can genuinely say that it is a really simple, enjoyable, friendly, and hugely amusing experience. A massive amount of effort, goes into the podcast, and this results in a professional
In
outcome
quotes.
worthy of 6 stars. It doesn't quite beat the veteran gamers. Fuck's sake.
Damn it! Oh.
But the longer they broadcast, the nearer they may get to those venerable entertainers. In all seriousness, this is a great podcast. Please don't ever stop. Oh, please. Your listeners thoroughly appreciate you. Look, do you know what? Strutmeister from the UK, thank you very, very much for that.
Yes.
It's lovely to get some feedback.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know who those veteran gamers people are.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
No idea.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
So-
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, don't know. Anyway,
They're
so if
weird.
you want to join in with us and be part of that conversation, join the chat, go to twitch.tv/OC podcast, mixer.com/OC podcast, or youtube.com/Overseas Connection podcast at 9 o'clock-ish in the UK, 1 p.m.-ish in the West Coast, and 4 p.m. East Coast-ish in the East Coast, and 4 p.m.-ish. So yeah, leave us a review. Join our clubs on everywhere, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, they're all there. And if you want to send us an email, and we'd love to have an email from you, Nicole going to tell you all about it right now. And we all have to think of a funny sound at the end, because I'm sure Greg hasn't got that sorted.
You like us, we like you. See where I'm going with this? Follow us on Twitter at OC_podcast. Check us out on Facebook, fb.ocpod.com, or email us, podcast@ocpod.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Boing. All right.
Nice beaver.
There we go.
There you go. That's it. So we're just going to get this wrapped up now. Let's get some shout outs done and let's get out of here, because I have a royal wedding party to go to. No, I don't. Shout outs. Nicole, you were fantastic.
I was going to say, start with Greg. He always ends up going last.
No, he's not going last tonight. He's going to
Okay,
do a
good.
round robin.
All right. So, shout out to you guys always, because it's always fun. It's always a technical fuck up, but it's fun. So, and shout out to the Shatters, because they make this also very fun. And for my new friend, Nerd Allegiance, got him on Xbox and PS4 already. And to the weather gods for holding off. So thank you, Mother Nature, for that one. My dogs for chirping in every once in a while. I know, right? Little pains in my ass. And
Could be my cats, so you know.
yes, and well, never mind. Just not gonna go there. So again, thanks guys for making this a fun one. You can find me via email, Nicole@ocpod.com, on Twitter at OC_Amaryllis, and Amaryllis on the PlayStation, and Amaranth on Xbox. So give me a game request or chat request, friend request. We can do it all. Kimberly, called you by your whole name.
Thanks, Mom. Gee, you know, no,
Go to your room.
right? Well, at least you
Shut
didn't throw my middle name in there, so I must not be in too big of trouble.
No,
So,
I'm good. I just need rum.
yeah, all right. Yeah, that's me. I'm at GamerGirl27. That's Xbox. That's Twitter. That's Steam. And Well, even the PlayStation, even though it's spelled a little differently, but you can find me through the community there if all else fails, or just shoot me a message. You can track me down. Like Nicole said, I want to shout out to you guys because even though this started out as being a big cluster, it was always fun.
Charlie Foxtrot.
Right?
Just a small little hiccup. Just a little bump in the road. Just move along. There's nothing to see here. Move along.
All right. Easy tank up. Don't blow a gasket. To our shatters, we had RCGC Nerd Allegiance, who is Denok TQ, if you didn't know. We had Connor in there.
I did not know that. All right, Denok, I appreciate that comment, by the way.
Changing your name.
Man of mystery.
Exactly. Well, that's no longer the case now. I believe cover. Sorry. But anyway, to Mother Nature, please keep the nice weather coming. I really, really freaking appreciate it. Anyway, that's it for me. How about you there, Greg?
Hurry.
Hurry.
Now I'm in trouble. One, a shout out to my wife because she's getting me lunch right now, which is awesome. So I was able to put in a phone order while we were going through the Victories Achieved stuff.
Nice.
Shout out to Robin for doing a fantastic job of hosting. As always, Robin, you are brilliant behind the mic, leading the way. Nicole, Kim, obviously shout outs to you. Shout outs to all of the streamers and the Twitch users and the people that are listening to us right now, whether it be audio live or Memorex, doesn't matter. We appreciate you. I do also miss Mark greatly. It's really moments like this when I really miss Mark. So Mark, don't ever leave ever again. You are not allowed to take any more days off. That's just that's the way that is. So E3 is around the corner. I'm kind of getting excited. I'm flying down. Well, I'm doing a day trip, man. I'm going to E3, the Microsoft event. I'm gonna check that out. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, all right, I've rambled long enough. Robin, let's wrap this up.
Well, let's do more rambling. Yes, look, guys, thank you very much for making this easy. Nicole, I really enjoyed the quiz tonight. Kim, that game you played, we need to hear more about that. Greg, that was really good. You know what? It is hard spinning the decks, and we do miss Mark for that. So, yeah, done a good job tonight. That was good. It felt good. Some nights it feels really good, and tonight it felt really good. My name is Robin Tate. I am at Bongo the Sane. You'll get me at bongosbits.com. Follow my adventures on our blog. On Wednesday nights, you'll see Judith and I on Facebook doing our weight off. And it's in about week 8 now, and the weight is coming off.
Is it coming up? Where are you at, Robin? Give us an update, huh?
Well, I'm well over a stone off now, so going well. Can't Wednesday nights.
One stone.
Nights. What's stone? Well,
no,
how many pounds?
One stone.
Yeah, one
it's
stone.
14 pounds.
Is it all right? Okay, all right. Fair enough.
15 pounds. 15 pounds. That's about about 6 odd weeks, 6.5, 7 weeks. One little quick recommendation for you is I love my audiobooks. I love R.C. Bray. Mountain Man, which is a zombie apocalypse type thing. There's 3 or 4 books in it. It's a fantastic series. There's a prequel out before he turns into the hard man that he is. It's called Mountain Man Prequel. Please go on to Audible and go and grab it. It is really good, and all of those books are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's
definitely dude geared though, because I read part of it and I was like, oh, this is because he talks about itching his junk and rearranging his junk. I'm like,
sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah, it's an education.
So guys, go read that book.
Inside your head, you can understand.
It's not like women don't every once in a while rearrange their stuff. I've seen women like doing the whole bra rearrangement. Come on.
No, that's just and we're done.
Well, that's what guys do similar, It's just different levels.
We adjust our bra. Yeah, our bra is differently adjusted as well. So, everybody, thank you very, very much for listening to the show this week. We will be back next week, and have a great, wonderful, safe gaming week. Thanks for listening. Catch us next time around. Bye.
Supposedly playing.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
see you same time next week.